I am Kristen Walker, CEO and founder of Legiit.com. With me, as always, is Jim, the co-founder. And hopefully somebody gets the Wayne's World reference there, but I'm guessing that most of you youngsters don't. Fun fact, I was talking to a guy in my boxing class. We were doing this one block where you just kind of move back. And I was talking to the kid that I was working with. He's probably 23. And I was like, this always makes me think of The Matrix. And he had no idea what I was talking about. He thought I was talking about Andrew Tate. So I was like, good Lord, am I really that old? And then I did the math. That movie came out in 1998. So it's over 25 years old. So I was like, yeah. So anyway, speaking of time, today I made a post on Facebook, which ironically matched a post that Jim posted to his agency Instagram, but was completely uncoordinated. But anyway, I made a post this morning, and I'm going to show it to you here. I'm always reluctant to bring up Facebook when I'm on a live stream, because you just never know. But we're going to try it. So that's the wrong. Stop screen, present, share screen, window, share. All right, serious question. And I'm going to ask this to everybody here too as well. If I gave you a way to get 832 more hours of time, could you be more successful? And successful doesn't necessarily mean at business or anything in particular, just anything that you want to do. If you had 832 more hours to do it, would that help you be better at it or succeed at it more? Let me know in the chat and in the comments, wherever you're watching, if that's something that would be beneficial to you. And I'm going to show you exactly how you can do it. What about you, Jim? Is that something that you would benefit from?
Of course. I love it. And do love it.
All right. Somebody let me know if that's something that would help you. Otherwise, we will move on. Yeah, Brian says yes. Thank you, Brian. I'm glad when somebody says something. All right. So let's figure it out. That is, let me bring up a little minor gripe here. A Notepad used to be my favorite Windows app of all time because of how simple it was. And they've recently added tabs to it, and it's just killed the functionality of it, in my opinion. Maybe I'm just a boomer and can't figure it out. I mean, I can figure it out, but I find it added a complex. The thing I liked about it is that it was not complex, and it added another level of complexity to it. So the way to get what was the number 832 more hours, let's do a little bit of math. There are 52 weeks in a year, and there are 365 days, or in this case, 366 days, because it's a leap year. Never understand that, but I do. It's has to do with the planet rotate. Anyway, shut up. So now, in an average workday, most people, I'll say that most people work 8 hours. Most people pretend to work 8 hours. I doubt I don't say anyone, but I think most people that claim to work 8 hours don't work 8 hours. But let's just assume that we work 8 hours. So in order to do that, to get 832, we need more hours. Let's see how many more days we need. Why can it, for fuck's sake, need to share the window? Oh no, entire screen. That's what it is. All right. So in order to get 832 more hours of 8 hours of work, how many days do we need? That's what, 54, right? If my head math is right. And 832 divided by 8, 104. Sorry, not 104. I knew it was ended at a 4. So where can we find 104 more days? If there are 52 weeks a year, that 104 is what, 2 days a week? Is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So if we figure that out, that means if we work, and this is going to be sacrilegious to some people, but most people work Monday to Friday, and then they act as if the internet closes or businesses don't work anymore until it gets to be Monday again. So what you can do, and again, this is a bit of a gimmick, but somebody asked, what is Legiit Live? We'll talk about that in just a moment. So what you can do is, instead of sitting on your ass, You can actually work, and there's no law against this, at least not in my country, work 8 hours on Saturday and Sunday. That's the reveal of how you can get 832 more hours in a year, in a year. So I know that's a big ask for some people, and it doesn't necessarily have to be on Saturday and Sunday. You could also add, what is that? What would that be? 16 hours to like another 2 or 3 hours a day or whatever, but you can split it up. But most of us are not getting the most value on our time. If anybody can do something, if it's not physically impossible to do something and someone else has done it, you can do it too. There's only 24 hours a day. No one else gets an advantage on that. So over the last couple of weeks, Jim's talked a lot about time management. And to me, this has been the ultimate hack for getting more stuff done, is utilizing my time more effectively. And what made me think of this is I came across a Facebook memories post from 2014 when I first really started trying to take this whole online business thing seriously. And I said, it's amazing. The post said, it's amazing how much you can get done when you cut out certain websites. And what that was for me was there was a blog that I used to spend a lot of time on, and then in Facebook, and I just cut back an hour a day on all of those. And that automatically gave me a whole other day a week. Well, 7 hours a week. That right there, that one little thing. And there's just so many little hacks like that you can do that you can get so much more out of your time. And if you really want to succeed, you have to get the most out of your time. And succeed could mean anything. If you want to get better at tennis or at driving or at, I don't know, dating, like if you spend more time trying to get better at that, you're going to get better at it unless you're ugly. Then you're fighting a battle uphill. And I'm kidding about that, but I just wanted to add a little spice to the recipe. But my point is, utilize your time better and you can get it done. If you're not doing that, you either just don't know that, so which is why I'm trying to share this, or you are kidding yourself that you want it as badly as you say you do. So optimize your time as much as you possibly can, sacrifice some stuff, get up a little earlier, stay up a little later. And I'm not trying to get into a bunch of Gary Vee type, sacrifice everything, because you shouldn't. That's why I said 8 hours a day on Saturday and Sunday and not 16 hours on them, because we're human beings. We still need to have a little bit of life. But, if you want it bad enough, you got to figure out how to get more out of your time. And Brian, I swear to God, I didn't pay him to say this, but he says, you hire people on Legiit and you can easily stack these numbers. And he's absolutely right. That's the next hack to getting more out of your time, is buying it. And when I say buying time, we can't literally buy time, because Georgie hasn't invented a time machine like I've been telling him to for almost a decade. So the way you buy time is to get people to do the things that you aren't good at or take up too much of your time or whatever, so you can focus on the high leverage stuff. Because the way you get more out of time is getting more leverage from your time. And the way to leverage your time more is either software and systems, but more often than not, it's people. So yes, that is at the next level. But if you want to get 832 more hours a year, find 8 extra hours across the weekend, or 32 hours across the week, or 16 hours across the week. It's not that hard when you break it down. So I know what if you have kids and, other responsibilities and things that you want to do and so on. Jim, that's probably where your expertise can come in.
Yes. I was just going to say, I actually love if people would give me all of their BS excuses for that in the comments. Because it's legitimate stuff. You've got, kid stuff to do. You've got your gym time, you've got whatever personal time, like you've got stuff going on in the course of a day. But there's ways around it. So if there's a reason that you have that you feel like you can't get all this stuff done, right? Your to-do list is piling up and you're not getting as many things done as you feel like you should. I want you to tell me why, and I'd love to work that out with you here. But what it comes down to, from my perspective, is a lot of discipline and planning, because all of us have the same amount of time. We all got the same 24 hours in the course of a day. It comes down to how effectively you can use it. And a lot of us wind up wasting a lot of time on things that don't move the needle. So one of the things that I think really helps in that scenario is something called the Eisenhower Box, which if you've never looked at before, I'll explain to you very briefly. Picture 4 quadrants of a box, and the top is labeled important, not important. The left side is labeled urgent or not urgent, right? So what you're going to come out with is 4 different boxes. One is going to be important and urgent. Then is going to be not important, but urgent. Then you're going to have not urgent and important, and not urgent and not important. And what those 4 things correlate to is do, delegate. I'm sorry, that was do, decide, delegate, or delete. Okay, so what it comes down to is in the course of your day, if you audit all the things that you do, and a good helpful way to do this is to keep a notepad by your desk, and you don't have to do this for a long time, but like just pick a day, pick a random day and write down all the things that you do in the course of that day as precisely as you can. Hey, I spent 15 minutes doing this, spent 20 minutes doing that, 20 minutes scrolling TikTok, whatever it is, be honest with yourself. This is just you versus you. You don't have to show it to anybody else. But if you go through that at the end of the day, look at where your time has gone and then put those things back into those boxes, right? So if you figure out, hey, I spent 25 minutes doing email, I spent 45 minutes doing project estimates, I spent an hour doing whatever it is, start looking at the things that are important and urgent, right? Those are the things you're supposed to spend your attention on first. Those are things that are going to move the needle for you. That's where you want to be putting your attention absolutely first. Things that are not important, right? So if you've got stuff that can wait, right? Respond to that email or doing something else, get the important stuff done first. Plan some time in your calendar, right? So if you block out your calendar from 9 to 11 o'clock every day, where you say, hey, from 9 to 11, Monday to Friday, I am doing nothing. I'm taking no meetings. I'm doing only the stuff that's on my important and urgent list. That's how you make sure you move the needle in your business. Once you're finished with that, if you finish early, great. You can start working on the other stuff first. If you don't, cool. Buy some more time from the rest of your list by taking some things and delegating them out to other people. Hire a freelancer, ask a friend, call someone up and say, hey, that thing that I said I was going to get done today, I lied. I can't really get it done. I got a little backed up. Can I get it to you tomorrow? Most people are going to say yes if you properly communicate. But what happens is we don't spend the time to look at how we're spending our time. Right? We're only limited to a certain amount of hours in the course of a day. And when we use that time not wisely, what happens is we get to the end of the day and we're like, man, I was so busy today, but I got nothing done. And then tomorrow feels like climbing an uphill battle because you've got even more stuff to do, but you're in this mental mindset of I'm backed up, I'm delayed, and it feels worse than it already is. So what winds up happening is you get to Friday and you're like, man, this week has really beat me up. I got nothing accomplished, but I felt busy all week long. I'm doing nothing Saturday and Sunday to recoup. I'm going to get that energy back and I'm going to hit it hard on Monday. And Monday comes and you've wasted the entire weekend. And now you've got nothing done from Monday to Monday. And then you repeat the cycle. So what really has to happen is you have to stop, take a hard look at where your time is going and figure out, hey, am I being efficient in the use of my time? Am I getting stuff done properly? And the answer to most people is no. And being honest with you, there's still times that I do it for myself because I feel like I'm not as productive as I should be. Because I'm not coming to you from the guru perspective that I have it all figured out and I know the answers and my timeline's perfect. I still miss deadlines. I still run out of time in the course of the day to do things. Okay, but if you're consistently hitting your goals are not high enough. Okay, so you need to be pushing the goals. You need to be pushing the bar a little bit higher all the time. Otherwise, you're not going to grow. You got to be a little bit comfortable being uncomfortable to do this. And you have to understand that it's you versus you. You can't be embarrassed to say, man, I spent an hour and a half scrolling TikTok sitting on the toilet. Okay, if that's the thing you did, as long as everything else got done, cool. Go spend an hour and a half on the toilet. I don't care. But if you're not super happy with your life, if you've got all the things figured out, then maybe spend 20 minutes and buy back that extra hour and 10 minutes to do something more productive. But unless you start to figure out where your time goes, you're not going to be able to solve that problem. So that's my piece on that.
Excellent. So the thing that I mentioned was getting the most out of your weekends by working for 8 hours on those days. And Jim mentioned planning ahead. So let me give you a specific actionable way that you can plan ahead and get the most out of a specific weekend. So let me share my screen one more time. And that would be what brings us here today. Is that another good transition or what?
That was good.
Thank you. That wasn't even planned, by the way. It just occurred to me while you were talking. Brian says proper planning prevents poor performance. That's a lot of P's. Give me 8 hours to cut down a tree. I'll spend 6 sharpening my axe. Man, you're just bringing the cliches like mad. They're great too. So, yeah. So if you want to get the most out of a weekend in September, you should join us at Legiit Live. Jim, do you plan to be there?
I do.
Okay.
Sure do.
So even despite that, you should still, no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, this is and we've been talking about this for a few weeks, and we're going to be talking about it a bit more. Well, not a bit more, a lot more over the next, what is it, like 6 weeks, 8 weeks, something like that. I guess it'll be about 8 weeks. So, yeah, this is the event we're holding here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina in some September. For the VIPs, it's September 13th through 15th. For everybody else, it's September 14th and 15th. It's going to be a unique event because we're not going to try to sell you anything. We've collected a bunch of people that we believe can bring a lot of value to you. It's at a unique location, both the city and then the actual event location. We've booked a nice hotel and we got some great speakers. If you have questions about this at any point, please put them in the chat because I want to cover as much of this as possible. I'll run down the speaker list for you and then the event details. And then I'm going to try to sell it to you really hard. So the first, as you can see, the hosts are myself and Jim. I don't really think we need to, if you're watching this, you probably already know who we are. So I'm not going to go into that too much. But if you don't, let me know. I'm trying to stop assuming that people watching know who I am. That's a piece of advice I got from Alex Hormozi video is make your content for cold audiences, which is something I and a lot of others don't really do. Anyway, then let me zoom in some. You can probably read that pretty well there. We got SEO legend Gregory Ortiz. He's going, I know his topic. I'm not going to give it away, but it's something that will, it's a great way to make a lot of money without doing any more work. I'll put it that way. That's an oversimplification of that. Andrew, who runs our paid ads and did the recent commercial for a Legiit that we launched. Hopefully you've seen that by now. If not, let me know and I'll get you a link to it. One of our sponsors is Eldar Cohn from Local Dominator and Local Wizard. He's a really energetic speaker, someone that I've seen speak twice now. He's really very entertaining, but also very knowledgeable and does a lot of different things. We got Navneet, whose thing I need to update because he sent me in a description recently. But he's one of the hidden gems of SEO. He's coming all the way from India to present for you. He's going to do a great job. He's really, really knowledgeable. Brian, who was on the channel not long ago, who has a really unique way of doing digital marketing and Google news sites and a lot of really cool stuff. Michael Merlino, who's an absolute blast. I'm going to have to get in touch with him to get some more information from him, but I know he always brings the goods. Terry, who is responsible for me speaking at my first event, is going to talk to us about some technical SEO stuff that's a little bit vague, but I know what it is, but I'm trying to be vague on purpose. But it's going to be really interesting. Randy, who is 38 Digital Market on Legiit and is a master at PR. So was that public relations, digital public relations. Brock, who is Michael's partner and also has some great local SEO stuff. James, who's usually here on these streams, but I'm not seeing him so far today. But he has some really unique ways of growing his business and getting clients and things like that. We got Robbie, who is, I think it's like Rizik AD on Legiit. He's actually going to talk to you about how he's used Legiit to get more business and grow in his agency and his other tools as well. And we have Kira Koroshlova, who is going to talk. Well, I assume she's going to be talking to us about international SEO because she's just absolutely masterful at that. She was on the channel maybe 4 weeks ago. And then Brian, who is in the crowd today, I don't know what he's going to be talking about, but I'm sure it will be awesome because he has a dearth of knowledge, if I could use a college word. So that's that. And then I've got 1 or 2 more people that I'm still waiting to confirm. So be on the lookout for that. But that alone, I think, is just mind-blowing amount of knowledge from any one of these people would be worth it. To have all, 15 or whatever it is of them is just, I don't know. I don't even know the marketing word to really sell you how much value you can get from that. But like I said, if you want to get the most out of your life and success, and in this case in business, this is a great way to take advantage of those 8 free hours that you have every day or every weekend, each day. So that's that. We'll skip the pricing here and for a minute. Here's a couple of our sponsors: me, Jim, and as I mentioned, Eldar, who is Local Dominator, which is a great Google rank tracker. He's been on the channel here before and demonstrated it, but definitely go check that out. And if you're interested in being a sponsor, just click the button here, and it'll show you the available options. The hotel is right down the street from where I live. It's maybe a 10-minute walk, maybe 10, 15 minutes, depending on how fast you are. It's Island Vista Resort. It's a really, really nice hotel. We've hooked you up with a nice discount. They've made it a little more complicated than I wish they had, but if you call or if you book online and just mention Legiit SEO Conference Box 285661, it's a really cool hotel. It's really nice. It's right on the beach. It's really pretty. I don't really know how to sell a hotel beyond that. Literally right on the beach. I walk by it all the time because I go walk on the beach. I live right around this area, and this is where it is. So, not that where I live, it should be a selling point. But anyway, that's that. And then the actual event location itself is only a 3-minute Uber or a drive if you're driving from the event location, which is Pine Lakes Country Club. So it's on a golf course. They have a nice ballroom in this colonial looking building here. It's a really cool location. I wanted to do something unique besides the standard hotel conference room type of deal. And it's a really cool location, and it's something I have a personal connection with, a story that I'm going to tell at the event itself that I think is really impactful, and I'm really, really excited to share that with you too. But it's really cool. I'll try to get some interior pics if I can, and then I guess we should just put a blurb here about Myrtle Beach too. There's a ton that you can do here in Myrtle Beach. It's a great place to vacation. Our year-round population is like 30,000, and we get 14 million tourists a year. So that tells you what a great place it is to come and have a good time and vacay, as the kids say. I don't know. I think that price. I guess that's important. And this, by the way, is going to end sometime in July. So we're going to have to increase the price as we run out of tickets, which we've already started to do. The executive is the main package that comes with but access to the event. So you'll get to come Saturday and Sunday and see all of these great speakers and hang out, network, learn, grow. And then for the VIP event, we're going to have you'll also get access to some parties. We're still working on the detail on that. Something we'll have on the 13th, the night before. You're going to get lifetime access to the Legiit dashboard, which is a game changer all by itself. Like, that's worth the price of it on its own. You'll get preferred seating, so you can sit wherever you like. Some people like to sit in the front. Some people like to sit in the back. That way you have your own preference, and you'll get a recording of the event that we're going to be selling separately afterwards. So I don't know. I think the pricing is very, very reasonable, but it's not going to last forever. It's going to expire in July, and the price is going to go up dramatically. So if you want to get in, today is the day. I'll put the website in the chat as well as the different comments. And while I do that, Jim, do you want to add on to that?
I do. I'm just looking through the comments quickly, and I see literally no one has posted anything about why they don't have an extra 16 hours a weekend to get more stuff done. What that makes me believe is that everyone who's listening right now is living their best life and has literally no problems, has gotten their entire to-do list done, and is absolutely just crushing it at life. And I say that sarcastically because I know that's not the case for everybody. So what I mean to say in all this is you got to take action. Like, even the little things, when you're here, and I appreciate that you're here, we are trying to help you level up. And that is the whole purpose of this event, is to help you be the best possible version of you, right? It's to help give you the tools, the ideas, the concepts, the people, the networking, to be the best version of yourself, to live the life that you want, to have the implementation, to have the business that you want, to have the freedoms that you want in life. But you got to take action. Even if something as simple as writing in the comments your personal situations you can help grow and improve and live a better life. Like, now is the time for you guys to do this and to step up and to take that action if you want that life. If you don't step up and take that action, you're going to keep living the same thing over and over again. It's just going to degrade. you're going to wind up waking up in 15 years from now saying, all right, well, I guess that was a life. What is that? Show up, man. Take some personal accountability for living the best life you can. Show up to events like this. Take the 2 days, the 3 days to show up. Invest the $500 in yourself, right? It's worth it. You're here. You have an opportunity to be around people who are going to level you up, who are going to hold you accountable to the best version of yourself, who are going to help you reach the next level in your business and your personal life. The things that you want are there, but you got to step up and take action. And I can't do it for you. Chris can't do it for you. But what we can do is we can bring together people who have the information, who have the knowledge, who have the resources to help you level up. But you got to show up. You can't just sit around and wait. No one's going to do it for you. You got to show up. That's the whole purpose we're doing this, is for you to be able to have the access to the resources to be able to reach that. Chris and I have busted our butts in our life. We've reached some pretty cool milestones. Okay. And I don't want to talk for Chris too much, but I'm sure you would agree. Like, we've been able to do that because we've networked with other people. We've put in the time, we've put in the work, we've made the mistakes. We are looking now to, give back, to take the lessons that we've learned and help other people reach that same success. But you got to be there. Okay, we can't physically do it for you. If I could, I would. Believe me, I would. But I need you to participate. I need you to show up. I need you to take your credit card out of your pocket and say, hey, that $500 I can go spend on 2 dinners next weekend. Maybe I should invest in myself and my business where it'll come back 100 times instead. And that's what I'm asking you to do here.
You buy $250 dinners?
I mean, when you go to dinner twice, it's $125 each with tax and tip and stuff. Yeah,
I'm glad I don't have kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any questions on that? Any feedback on it? Anything on the speakers you want to add? Anything I can talk to you about? Or if you have any questions about anything else, we can take those as well. I'm going to be having I haven't told them this yet, but I'm going to be having some of the speakers on in the future to kind of help us talk more about it and get you there. But I don't know what else to say. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I don't know. I would love to meet some of you. Some of you I've known, and I say known in quotes because I've known you online for years, literal years in some cases, and I've never had the opportunity to shake your hand or thank you for putting me in a position to be able to do these sorts of things. And I would really love it if you could do that, to be able to do that for you and do that with you, I guess is the best way to put that. So I don't know, the event, the URL is on your screen. It's legitlive.com. These are the packages. It's really straightforward to check out. You just go, you click purchase now, and you just put in your information. Hopefully it doesn't show my card number there. Sometimes these things autofill. That always worries me. But it doesn't do that. So you just put in your information and place your order. Could not be more straightforward. I tested it myself and it was very straightforward. You can even buy with Google Pay, apparently. I think Stripe is forcing that on people these days. I read that they're going to start doing that with Klarna too, that it'll be enabled by default. So, but that's the site. That's the ticket. We really got to get that on there. Is food and snacks included? Let's make sure we got that like right after this. But yes, it will be catered. So both days will be catered both days. I don't have the menu yet. We actually have to choose that. But yeah, it'll be fully catered. So not just lunch but like snacks and water and drinks and coffee and stuff throughout the day. So yeah, you won't have to pay for that either. So there you go. Your discount on your hotel, cheap ticket, food included. Like it really couldn't be any simpler. So yes, thank you for asking that, Crafty Octopus, which is, I assume, is some sort of business. So there's your free plug. We really need, we'll make sure we get that updated. But any questions about the location, the content, the ticket prices, anything you have, and not to hammer the urgency, but sometime in July, this price is going away. It'll probably be in like the next 2 weeks or so. It's going to go up because we want to make sure that we get as many people as we can, and we're going to have to. Basically, we're going to run out because the place is limited to around 100 people in attendance, because I'm not trying to have a huge traffic and conversions type of event. I'm trying to have something that provides value and is more intimate. So, to accommodate that, we're going to have to raise the price. I try to keep it as reasonable as I possibly can because I know some event prices are just redonkulous. And then it's also not just going to be an in-person webinar like the digital marketer event I went to a couple years ago was like that. It was basically 2 days of them trying to sell of me paying to have them sell me more things, which is very frustrating. So yeah, so the address is legitlive.com. If you have anybody has any questions on this or anything else, let me know. Yeah. Let me see if there's any other questions. One moment, and let me hop over to Facebook. Let's see. If you want to talk while I do that, that would be helpful.
Sure, I can do that. One of the things that would be helpful for me, especially, is if you guys have questions or topics that are frustration points, things that you need help with, to actually share what that is. Either one of us can speak on during the event, or even one of these sessions in between that. Again, the point of us doing these is to help you grow to be your best self. And that requires, again, your participation in doing that. So if you don't give us topics that you need, I can't help you. And again, the whole purpose of us being here is to help you. So the more you participate in that, like, this is a judgment-free zone. I'm not going to criticize you, for having a question. We all started out not knowing everything, and I still don't know everything. But the way that we grow and learn is to get around people who know a little bit more than us, right? Just like being at this event where you get to be around people who know a little bit more than you in a certain topic. If you don't take some notes, ask some questions, learn a thing or two, what's the purpose, right? So be here and participate in doing that so we can actually help you level up. And I would just love to do that.
Wonderful. I haven't missed any questions so far. So if there aren't any more, we'll let it go another, 2 or 3 minutes. And if not, then we'll wrap it up. But I don't know. I'm very excited to bring this to you. I hope that you will come, and not just because I don't need, to be honest, I don't need your money. It's only doing that because it's expensive to have that. Gary, who is going to be joining us, so thank you, Gary. Yeah, it's not on the site yet, but yes, we do. It'll basically go like 9 to 5 or 9 to 6 on Saturday and Sunday. And then I'm still working out details for the VIP stuff on Friday. But yeah, on the let me bring it back up on screen. On the 14th and 15th, it will go from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. I believe is the time. I'll confirm, but I'm pretty sure it's 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Of course, there'll be breaks in there and breaks for lunch and things like that. But yeah, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. As far as the VIP stuff on the 13th, I'll have to get that once because we're still negotiating with a couple places. Event planning is difficult, to say the least. Brian says insane value for the price. Absolutely. Brian's presentation alone is worth the price, in my opinion. He has things that he charges more than that for. So yes, absolutely worth it for the price. Even like probably 3x that price, it's probably worth it. I've certainly paid that much to go to different events. Great. So yeah, we'll get the schedule page up there very, very soon. Actually, I just have to. I'm trying to work with some of the speakers on like what time they need. Because for example, Navneet is from India, so he wants to do his on Saturday and then head back because it's a long flight. So you've flown to India before, Jim. Isn't that like 20-hour flight or something?
Yeah, it's a commitment.
Yeah. James, who is one of our speakers, says, "Hey fam." What's up, James? James right there. James Slattery SEO. There's your free plug, by the way, advanced refrigeration style. Hopefully people here aren't too young for that reference too.
I will say, by the way, I got the opportunity to play with the thing that we are going to be offering. I am pumped.
Yeah, I guess we got to get better at talking about that too. So that's another thing that we're going to be doing is, while there's nothing for sale, we're going to be giving everybody that's in attendance and access to a new technology that we're going to be building into a Legit that will launch for you folks that are in attendance. We'll get it at least a month ahead of everybody else. And there's absolutely nothing like it anywhere else in any industry, as far as I know. And it's going to really game change how you run your business and do your SEO, and make it so simple to know what you need to do and figure it out. And I'm afraid to say too much, but it's really groundbreaking. make a note to add that to the site too, because I think that will help. It's really going to be groundbreaking and something I am super excited. Like I've been mentally planning how I'm going to unveil it since March. Like I literally have been writing it in my head, the presentation, and I'm just so excited to bring it to you. I'm like, it's like Christmas Eve when you were a kid and the packages are all under the tree and like you're just staring at them, trying to guess which one it is and waiting to open them the next day. It's kind of like that's kind of how I am with that. No offense to my Jewish friends. Hopefully you there's a Hanukkah equivalent of that. But yeah, that's big. That we got to get that on the site as well. So as you can see, we are just working to get this done for you as quickly as we can with as much detail. Thank you to our sponsors, my other business, Superstar SEO, Jim's other business, Heartcode Growth, and a Local Dominator. If you want to sponsor, you can click there. But I don't know. I think that's about it for the time being. I'll let it go for another minute or two to see if there's any more questions or comments anybody has. And then I'm going to wrap it up. And I don't really know what the end of that sentence is going to be. I'm going to get back to doing other things. So if you have anything you want to talk about, whether it's related to this or not, except for how to get orders on Legiit, you can ask me that right now, and I will answer it for you to the best of my ability. Otherwise, just go to legitlive.com, check it out, buy yourself a ticket. It's worth it. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've been planning it for months, and we're really excited about it. I think that's about all I've got to say on that, as Forrest Gump would say. All right. It looks like there's no other questions. So if you have questions, you can also hit up Legiit support. If you're watching this in the future, just go to legit.com and hit up the support. We should probably add that to the site as well. So any of the last words, Jim, before we go?
Take action is my advice.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Keep it simple.
Yeah. Like I said, if you want to get 832 more hours out of your year, just spend a little time working on Saturday and Sunday. And if you want to get some practice at that, you can come join us in September. I saw a post on Medium about Myrtle Beach, and it looks like a great place. Looking forward to the event. Awesome. Thank you, Crafty Octopus. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you crazy. So that's the pricing. That's the URL. It's legitlive.com. We will be talking about this more in the near future, but quick reminder that the prices you see on your screen right now will go away sometime in July. We will be back next Wednesday with another stream. We'll bring you some value. Then we're going to try to sell you this some more. And that's it. So if you have any questions, hit up Legiit support. Otherwise, figure out what you want out of life and go out and get it, because you owe it to yourself and you owe it to the world. I'll see you next week, and I will see you in September. Peace.